Anything further, Mr. Lozano?
No, Your Honor, just was a decree filed. I'm not looking here. I can't see it through my computer here.
No, Your Honor, there's no
Okay.
decree file.
Just
I'll get
yes.
I'll get that filed ASAP, Your Honor.
Okay, I'll get it. I'll make sure it gets to me and I'll sign it today.
Okay.
Good luck, Mrs. Garcia. No. So, all right, thank you for being here and I guess that's it. So good luck going forward.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Right.
you. May we be excused?
Thank you. Yes, Mr. Lozano. Thank you, sir.
Thank-
Mrs. Cotto, you have an announcement, I think?
Okay, I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, apologies for the.
Mrs. Cotto, are you there?
Sorry, Judge, I'm in between courts, but I'm here.
Yeah, you're a little bit early, but I'm assuming it's because what?
I haven't heard from Ms. Saldana, Judge. She was gonna send me a counter proposal, so I didn't know if she needed time to sit in a breakout room with me and Mr. Jordan. But I'll
What-
wait.
Hold on, is this on the Asiel Gerardo Quesada?
Correct, Judge.
Okay. Well, yeah, you're not set till 10, so you've got 40 minutes.
I'll get out and let me call her and I'll come back in. No worries.
Okay, because what we're gonna do is I'm gonna go off the record at least until about 10 till 10.
Okay,
We don't have any other cases set till then.
okay, perfect, Judge. I'll let Mr. Jordan and Ms. Saldana know.
All right, so we're off the record till 10 till 10.
You know me, I'm an early bird.
Me
Thanks.
too. All right.
Thank you.
Ms. Saldana, Mrs. Cotto,
I'm here, Judge. I just spoke to Ms. Aldana.
she's on.
Yes, Your Honor, I am making changes to a proposal to confer with my client about that. He's on his way over. He's driving to my office.
Okay, well, we have two cases set for 10. Mr. Chu, are you present?
Judge, Mr. Chu will be logging in shortly. I know he's handling matters with the 111th.
Okay. We also have
I am present and my client is present on. Zoom.
entry of judgment. Is Lucia Cesar with for the plaintiff? This is on the civil docket.
Yes, Judge, that is correct. I've been trying to get a hold of attorney Lucia M. Cesar or Cesar. And I haven't been able to get a hold of her, Judge.
I mean, the case has been finalized though, right, on that one?
Yeah, I mean it's there for an entry of judgment.
On the Ciel Gerardo Quesada matter, is that gonna resolve or are we gonna have to put testimony?
I think that's gonna be resolved, Judge. Miss Saldana just sent me Mr. Quesada's proposal a couple of minutes ago. I already spoke to my client. There were just some minor changes. So if the court can just give her an opportunity to go over those changes with Mr. Quesada. And
No,
really, it's summarily, I think you can decide some of this stuff. I mean, it's just pick up at 8 PM versus pick up at 7 PM. So it's like, they're just really minor.
And I would object that if there's no agreement that we have a hearing because it's set for status. But I'll confer with my client. My client's driving over. I think that we may be able to reach a settlement, but again, I need to discuss with my client.
Well, I could set you for 1 o'clock then.
I actually have a hearing at 2 and I have an appointment before then, a personal appointment. So I really am not available in the afternoon.
Well, then 11.
I'm still at CC1 actually. So
I'm hopeful, Judge, that we can resolve this. I know that Mr. Jordan who's the ad litem, has impressed upon us that ASEAN wants this over. And so we're probably ruining his summer. And so I'm hopeful that we can resolve it once Ms. Aldana talks to her client.
How old is the minor child?
He's 13, 14, when's his birthday? Let me just check his birthday.
No, I'm just curious.
He's older. I want to say
he's a freshman, right?
turned 13.
14.
Hold on, let me just check.
No,
He's
he's
14.
about eighth
He
grade.
born 2008, November of 2008.
He's 14.
Yes, 14, okay. And Mr. Jordan spoke to the parties and to ASEAN already, Judge.
Let me check.
My client's here, so we're going to confer with him.
No, go ahead.
Thank you.
Judge, there's some individuals in the waiting room whose cases are next. Do you want me to let them in, or we let them in as we go?
Yes, no, yeah, let's take, is it the name change?
No, it's no, she's not logged in yet.
Is it the Hernandez Rodriguez divorce?
So I see Miss Ana Pintor and Mr. Armando Macias online. They're for the marriage case. They're set for 10. I see Miss Maria Alicia Ramirez online as well. Her attorney is Miss Escoto. They're set for 10 as well.
Oh, the Pintor, yeah. Well, yeah, I mean, we'll take whoever's ready.
Here, let me. But I do not see Mr. Chu. Here, I'm gonna call him.
Yeah, let's, well,
Judge, Mr. Chu staff, they're trying to get a hold of him, so it could be, another couple minutes.
All right, no one else is ready right now?
With your permission, may I admit the parties and ask if anyone's ready?
Yeah, let's go ahead and do that. See who's, there might be some pro saves.
Judge, I see that Miss Maria Alicia Ramirez is present, and I know Mrs. Cotto is here as well. I don't know if Mrs. Cotto is ready for the case to be heard.
Or trying to figure out who's ready to go.
Yeah, because Mr. Chu, he's not online yet.
Okay, well, we'll call the Pintor and Rodriguez case and when he shows up.
Okay.
Ms. Escoto, Ms. Saldana, are you all ready to proceed? You're on mute.
I was actually gonna call Mrs. Cotto, but I inadvertently turned my camera on.
I know, okay, I mean, do you still need time is what I'm asking.
No, we do have an agreement. We have an agreement on everything.
Okay,
So if we just want to proceed with the terms, we can do that. My client is in the waiting room.
and my client is present, Judge, in the Zoom.
Maria Ramirez, I say, good morning, Ms. Ramirez and Mr. Quesada. They're both in. So let me call the case and we'll get started. The court is going to call 2018 FLK 492D4 in the interest of Asier Gerardo Quesada.
For the record, Judge Madeline Escoto for Ms. Ramirez, and she is present in the well of the court.
Melissa Saldana for Mr. Alfredo Quesada, and my client is also present.
All right, good morning to both of you. Can I ask you both to raise your right hand to be sworn in? Do you solemnly swear that the evidence you shall give and testimony you shall give in this case shall be the truth, so help you God?
I do.
I
Yes.
do.
You may proceed.
Judge,
Yes.
you want me to read it, Melissa? You want to read it?
I can go over it, thanks. Your Honor, the following terms have been agreed to by the parties. They are that Mr. Quesada and Ms. Ramirez shall be appointed joint managing conservators of the child, Asiel Quesada, with Ms. Ramirez having the exclusive right to determine the residence of the child. Absent mutual agreement, father shall be awarded extended standard visits. Father's period of possession shall begin Fridays at 7 p.m. and end Sundays at 7 p.m. The party shall follow the Texas Family Code for holidays unless otherwise specified herein. In the event the child wants to visit with father, child shall be allowed to visit at those times in addition to the father's period of possession. In the event the child decides he wants to move back with father, child shall be allowed to move back with father, and party shall modify the order awarding father the exclusive right to designate the residence of the child. Right of first refusal. If either parent is away from child overnight, that parent shall advise the other parent, or rather give the other parent the right of possession of the child during that time the parent is away. For spring vacation, spring break, father shall have possession of the child every spring break as per the family code. Easter, Mr. Quesada shall have possession of the child every year on Easter weekends beginning 7 p.m. on the day the child is dismissed from school for the Easter weekend and ending at 7 p.m. on the day before school resumes after the vacation. And Mr. Quesada requests each year, since the child is likely to attend orchestra events during spring break. Competent adult, If a competent adult is designated to pick up or drop off the child, then the parent shall notify the other parent 24 hours before the name of such person. In the event the parent required to notify cannot do so timely, then that parent shall notify the other parent as soon as reasonably practical. That parent shall provide the full name, contact information, and type of vehicle that designated adult will be driving to the other parent. Uber, Lyft, or other car sharing provider, child shall not be allowed to travel in the car sharing provider by himself. Telephone or electronic communication, there shall be daily communication by telephone or video chat between the child and parent not in possession. All communication shall be reasonable and not excessive. The child shall be free to call or text the parent not in possession when he wants to. During the school year, the cutoff time for the communication shall be 10 p.m. No parent shall remove the child's phone as a form of discipline when the child wants to speak to the parent not in possession on a daily basis. Confirmation of child. Child shall be allowed to continue his religious education in Austin if he chooses to do so. Child shall be allowed to get confirmed by the Catholic Church if he chooses. In the event Mr. Ramirez cannot take the child to class, retreats, or other events in connection with his religious education, then Mr. Quesada shall be allowed to take the child if he is available, regardless of whose weekend it is. Cell phone. The child will get a cell phone that both parents have access to. The cell phone shall have Custodio, that's Custodio, installed, and both parents can access at any time. Each parent will pay 50% of each of the phone and the cellular service. Exchanges, absent mutual agreement, all exchanges of the minor child shall take place in Lytle, Texas. Child support, neither parent shall pay child support. Health insurance and dental insurance, Ms. Ramirez shall maintain health insurance for the child. Mr. Quesada shall maintain dental insurance for the child. Child shall go to a dentist appointment in July 2023. Mr. Quesada has attempted to get an appointment before the 12th, however, or the 8th even, but cannot. So mom will take the child to a dentist in Austin as soon as possible, preferably in July of 2023. Therapist. Father will be kept informed with regards to child's progress or any changes in therapy or therapists. Wells Fargo account. It is ordered that beginning July 9th, 2023, Alfredo Quesada shall deposit $200 a month and monthly thereafter on the 9th of each month in a savings account, and said funds to be used only for child's expenses. Mr. Quesada shall be the sole trustee on the account. Mr. Quesada's consent is required for any and all withdrawals made. And Mr. Quesada will show Ms. Ramirez statements showing that he has made deposits since January 2023. School. When child lives with mother in Austin, father will be informed as to the name of the school the child is attending and child's progress in school. Social media, mother shall advise father of child's social media accounts, and babysitting. Child shall not babysit younger siblings. Mr. Quesada, may I question my client?
Hold on, Melissa. That's the extent of the agreement, Judge. I just want to clarify that since we're changing all of these times to 7 p.m., that for the holiday schedule, except for December 28th, obviously, then we're all changing the exchanges to 7 p.m.
Okay. Go ahead, Ms. Aldana.
Thank you, Mr. Quesada. Has he been sworn in? I don't recall.
Yes, I have been.
Thank
Yes.
you. Mr. Quesada, you heard the terms of the agreement read into the record, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe that these terms are in the child's best interest?
Yes, ma'am.
Are you asking the court to approve these terms?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I pass the witness.
I have no questions of Mr. Quesada, Judge. I just have a couple of questions of Ms. Ramirez.
Yes,
Go, you may proceed.
Ms. Ramirez, good morning.
good morning.
Ms. Ramirez, you heard the agreement that was read into the record, correct?
Yes,
And you're asking that the court approve the agreement in its entirety as it is in the best interest of Asiel, correct?
yes, I do.
And while living in Austin, Asiel has been doing wonderful with you, correct?
Yes, he's great. Mhm.
He's been accepted to a high school that is one of the top ones in the country, correct?
Yes.
And do you have any questions of me or the court, ma'am?
No, thank you.
And have you been satisfied with my services, Ms. Ramirez?
Oh, yes, you're wonderful. Thank you.
Nothing further, Judge.
Wonderful. All right, thank you both. Based on the evidence and the testimony before the court is going to approve the agreement. Do I need to give you an entry?
I would, Judge. I'll prepare it and I'll send it to Ms. Saldana, maybe in 2 weeks' time.
All
I'm
right,
gonna be out of town.
Okay.
Yeah.
let's just do the standard 30 days and it'll be taken
That's
off the docket if it's submitted before then.
Okay.
So Raul, what do we have in about 30 days? Mr. Martinez,
Yeah, I'm sorry, Judge. I'm juggling a lot right now. I'm sorry, what was the question?
I need an entry of judgment date for this case on the Quesada child. Just for,
Okay. Let's see here. Are they requesting 14 days, 30 days?
30 days.
30 days, okay. We could do July 17th at 9 a.m.
That works.
Okay, that works, Judge.
All right.
That's all we have. May we be excused, Judge?
Yes, thank you both.
Stay
Thank you,
safe.
Your Honor.
Good luck to both of you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
All are excused. And let me take care of the entry of judgment. Miss Lucia Cesar or Caesar?
Good morning. Sorry, good morning, Judge. Apologize for being a little bit late. I was actually at the courthouse in the 111 and I popped over and realized that the court was in a trial. But yes, I'm here for entry of judgment on 2021 CVA 0000613D4.
Yes, ma'am. And has it been submitted?
No, Your Honor, this is a unique case where the defendants are pro se and we're working on a deal. We did work out a deal last time we talked. However, we haven't been able to finalize that to get it to the court. So if the court would be kind to give us a reset of 45 days, we should be able to get something signed by the pro se defendants and get this case off your docket.
Sure. Well, we just sped out July 17th. Does that work? It's not quite 45 days. You want something, you want more time?
I would like more time. July 17th would normally, if there's insurance, I would push them to get it done. But since it's a pro se defendant, I wouldn't want to come and ask the court again and be a broken record. But if the court could give me more time, that'd be great. If not, I'll work with the July 17th date.
Mr. Martinez, do we have something?
Okay.
at the tail
Yeah,
end of-
Judge, I'm sorry. Yeah, we can do August 15th.
That
All
should
right.
give us.
That works. At what time?
At 9 a.m.
9 a.m. All right, then it'll be rescheduled for August 15th at 9 a.m.
Thank you, Your Honor. That is all I have. May I be excused.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Is that the bonded up?
We didn't have any.
What do you
I
have?
do have a standard order of conditions. This person wants to leave to Disney for about a week.
Any problems with the defendant?
No.
All right. Can you write in permission to travel?
And for bond review, when do you want to do that?
Just depends on when I finish the civil docket. So,
Want to try after lunch?
no, I'm doing the in custody at 1, so
Okay.
it'll have to be around 11:30 or
Oh.
12.
Okay.
So we'll at least get started and then we'll break when I have the in custody.
All right.
Six.
All right, do we have any other parties that are ready? Who's gonna do it? You and Isela? Okay, I'll call you when I'm done here.
Okay, good.
I'm sorry. Raul, do we have any other parties that are
Okay,
in?
yes, Judge, I have an announcement, for 2022 FLA 000908D4. Mr. Chu is asking for a reset.
But give me the style of the case. The numbers don't mean anything to me. Style of the case, is that
Trials on the merits.
the style? In other words, is it Pintor and Rodriguez?
It's Ana Pintor and Macias Rodriguez, yeah.
Okay. I see Mr. Armando Macias. Can you unmute yourself and turn on your video, Ms. Pintor?
Buenos días.
Buenos días, señor Macías.
Buenos días.
Buenos días, señora Pintor. Señor Macías, me están avisando de la oficina del abogado Nathan Chu, que es tu abogado.
Sí.
Ok, que necesitan más tiempo. I've just informed the respondent in this case that his attorney is requesting additional time.
Sí.
Okay, no hay problema con eso. I'm asking if there's a problem with that.
No.
Okay. Señora Pintor, ¿entiendes inglés o prefieres en español?
Español.
Buenos días, señora Pintor. Le estaba comentando al señor Rodríguez que su abogado no está presente, está en otra corte y está pidiendo tiempo adicional. I just asked the petitioner or explained to her that the respondent is asking for more time. ¿Hay problema si le damos un reemplazo?
Pues es que ya fueron 2 veces. No estoy de acuerdo.
¿Cuántos niños tienen? How many children do you have?
3.
Mr. Martinez, how long has this case been on the docket?
Let me look into it, Judge.
And do we have an interpreter?
At the moment, no, Judge, we do not, because they're using them for the trial.
Yeah, I got it. Yeah, I know everything. We're stretched thin right now. I'm gonna ask the parties if there's temporary orders. ¿Hay órdenes temporales ahorita en este momento que les ha dado el juez Hale? Señora Pintor.
Pues ya van 2 veces que el abogado del señor pide tiempo y el mes pasado tuvimos corte y no a ningún acuerdo las semanas.
All right, hold on a second. Un momento, señora. Es posible, es porque su línea se está interrumpiendo y no la puedo entender. I just informed Ms. Pintor that I cannot understand her because her voice keeps breaking off.
Okay, Judge, if I may.
Yes.
Okay, on February 27, 2023, from what I'm reading, the notes on the hearing that took place, Mr. Rodriguez was present, but the petitioner was not. And so that was given a reset for March 28th of 2023. And on that day, Ms. Pintor was present. Hold on.
My question is there temporary orders? And I'm more concerned about temporary orders for support.
No, Your Honor, there's nothing signed by Judge Hale.
Okay, thank you. I'm going to ask the respondent to clarify whether there are 3 children of the marriage. Señor Rodríguez, ¿hay 3 niños que tienen juntos del matrimonio?
Son 4 en total. Una ya está grande, ya está casada y los 3 que tiene ella.
The response was that there are 4 children, 1 is an adult, and the 3 that are living with the petitioner. I'm going to ask if there's any temporary support, child support being paid of the respondent. Señor Rodríguez, ¿ha estado pagando apoyo para los niños?
No, ma'am. No, sir. Perdón. No.
Was no. I'm going to ask, how much time have you been separated? ¿Y qué tanto tiempo tienen separados?
Del 2020, 19, por ahí, 19 o el 20, algo así fue, cuando ella se fue con el otro señor.
Fue en el 2019, noviembre del 2019.
The response was November 2020 and
2019.
Senora, Ms. Pintor, it's going to be difficult to do the trial without a translator, which we do not have. Señora Pintor, es difícil, va a ser difícil tener un juicio sin alguien que nos traduzca, que no tenemos porque hay un juicio urgente ahorita en la corte. I just asked Mr. Rodriguez if any child support was being paid. Acabo de preguntarle al señor Rodriguez si ha habido pagos de apoyo. And I'll ask you the same question y te voy a hacer la misma respuesta. ¿Te ha ayudado con el apoyo de los niños?
No.
Mr. Rodriguez, are you working? Señor Rodriguez, ¿estás trabajando?
Estoy trabajando temporalmente, sir.
¿Y what does that mean? ¿Qué significa eso temporalmente?
Cuando me habla un amigo que tiene contrato con las bodegas para andar etiquetando mercancías, sir.
Okay. Y más o menos, and how much approximately per month are you earning? ¿Qué tanto por mes estás ganando?
Entre $1,000, $250 por semana más o menos estoy sacando ya.
Okay. Mr. Rodriguez and Ms. Pintor, I'm going to give you another setting here in a little bit, but I am going to put some temporary orders in place. Señor Pintor y señora Pintor y señor Rodríguez, les voy a dar una cita, pero voy a introducir órdenes temporales mientras que les dé la cita para la audiencia final. What are the ages of the minor children? ¿Cuál es la edad de los niños menores?
17, 16 y 12.
17, 16, and 12. Mr. Rodriguez, Ms. Pintor has indicated that she wants to go forward, but it's not possible because we don't have a translator. And it's your attorney that's asking for a continuance. Señor Rodríguez, la señora Pintor está diciendo que está lista para para ir adelante con el juicio, pero tu abogado es el que está pidiendo tiempo adicional. Y les voy a dar una cita en este momento, pero va a haber una condición. Raúl, when do we have in about, I don't know, 45 days, I guess?
45 days, Judge. We have August 15. If they need 60 days, we have September 5th. If they need 14 days, we have
No,
July 6th.
August what?
15.
15, okay. At what time?
At 9 a.m.
All right. Ms. Pinto and Mr. Rodriguez, your case is going to be reset for August 15 at 9 a.m. Señora Pintor y señor Rodríguez, su causa va a ser citada de nuevo el día 15 de agosto a 9 de la mañana. I am going to put in place temporary orders of child support in the amount of $400 per month. Como mencioné, su juicio va a ser el día 15 de agosto, el día a 9 de la mañana, pero sí voy a ordenar, señor Rodríguez, que pague apoyo para los niños de $400 por mes, comenzando el día 1 de julio. And I ordered that they begin on July 1st. 2023. Y es julio de este año, señor Rodríguez.
Una pregunta, sir.
Porque tiene 3 niños y necesita la señora, ok. Yo voy a preparar la orden. The court is going to prepare the orders for the temporary support. Have there been any problems with visitation? ¿Ha habido problemas con la visitación con los niños?
Sí, sí, sir.
And what are those problems? ¿Cuáles son esos problemas, señor Rodríguez?
Cuando yo vivía aquí cerca cuando estaba viviendo aquí en Laredo, porque ya se cambió de ciudad, lo más alcancé a verlos una temporadita y después ella no me asustó, sino que me dijo que no me podía acercar mucho a la casa de ellos porque para recoger los niños, que tenían que ser a 2-3 cuadras de la casa, y después ya no los pude ver, y luego después ya supe que se cambió para San Antonio, y desde allá ya tengo un rato que no los miro.
Okay. The respondent indicated that yes, I have had problems with visitation. I haven't been able to see them but a few times when they were here in Laredo. She moved away, and the few times that I do get to see them, I can't pick them up unless I'm picking them up several blocks from the house. And since she's moved to San Antonio, I have not been able to see them. Ms. Pintor, is there a reason why Mr. Rodriguez can't see the children? Señora Pintor, ¿hay una razón por qué no puede ver el señor Rodriguez a sus niños?
En primero, mi hija mayor, desde que yo salí de la casa, mi hija mayor vivió con él más de 1 año. Y mi hija mayor era la que lo llevaba a verlo. Después él ya no los pidió cuando mi hija todavía estaba viviendo con él. Él ya no los volvió a pedir, él ya no los volvió a ver y nunca les dio ni un 5, nunca los vio, yo nunca se los negué.
Okay.
Y
Déjame traducir. It was my oldest daughter that she lived with him for over a year, and she was the one that used to take them to go see him. But since we moved away, he's never asked for them. Ms. Pintor, are you telling me, but there is no problem with him seeing his children though, right? Is that correct?
ellos no quieren las visitas con él y aquí están presentes si lo quiere escuchar de ellos.
The response was they don't want to go with him and they're here present if you want to hear from them. No, I'm not going to put the children in the middle of this. No, señora, no voy a poner a los niños en medio de esta pelea.
Ok, nomás quiero dejar en claro que mi hijo tiene autismo y también es una de las razones por las cuales necesito que lo tomen en cuenta porque él no se va con cualquier persona.
Okay.
Él toma tiene problemas como para conocer personas y pues necesito que lo tomen en cuenta todo esto.
I also want to point out to the court that my oldest son has autism, and it's very difficult for him to go with people that he doesn't know. And I just want you the court to take cognizance of the fact that he has autism. Okay.
Disculpe, sir. Mi hijo que tiene autismo también tiene terapias de habla y terapia ocupacional. Y la de 12 años también tiene terapias de habla.
Okay. So I'm going to do, voy a hacer esto un momento. I'm going to do this for right now. Until we get a clearer picture, Mr. Rodriguez, more than likely you're going to get full visitation and you're going to be able to do that. But we're going to have a trial when you get the final orders. I'm not hearing anything that tells me you're not entitled to get visitation. Señor Rodríguez, lo más probable es después del juicio va a tener derechos completos de visitar a sus niños, pero antes de ordenar eso por medio de las indicaciones y la distancia, vas a tener que esperar hasta el día 15 cuando tenemos la audiencia, pero lo más probable es que vas a tener derechos completos para visitar a sus niños, ¿ok?
Okay.
Pero para comenzar ahorita, sí voy a ordenar los 400 por mes, comenzando el día 1 de julio.
¿Y,
Okay.
y cómo los puedo dar, cómo los voy a mandar si no tengo dirección de ella ni nada?
I told respondent that for right now, he's probably going to get full visitation, but it's going to have to wait until the court gets a better picture on August 15th at 9 a.m. I clarified that the child support will begin on July 1st. And the response was, how am I going to get that money to her? Do you have a checking account? ¿Tienes cuenta de cheques?
Sí.
Señor Rodríguez.
Sí.
Okay. Do you have the ability to send a check by mail? ¿Tienes la capacidad de mandar cheque por correo?
Sí.
All right. What is your address, Ms. Pintor?
Mi dirección la tiene el abogado de 7050
7050 ¿qué?
Glen Mes.
Okay. Lo puedes mandar por correo, señor Rodriguez. You can send it by mail, Mr. Rodriguez, okay? Just keep a copy for your records. Quédate con una copia para tus archivos, okay? Porque va a haber preguntas sobre esos pagos cuando regreses el día 15. Make sure you keep a copy of the checks you send, because there will be questions regarding that on the 15th of August. All right.
Judge, if I may, they weren't sworn in.
Oh, shoot. All right. Yeah, let me backtrack. Thank you. Señora Pintor y señor Rodríguez, les voy a pedir que les levanten la mano derecha para tomarles su juramento. Y ahorita lo traduzco en español. Do you solemnly swear the evidence you shall give this case shall be the truth, so help you God? Amparan por Dios que el testimonio que van a dar en esta causa sería la verdad.
Sí.
Sí.
Okay. A little while ago, you can put your hand up. A little while ago, I asked you a bunch of questions and you gave me some information. Hace rato les hice preguntas y me dieron información. Do you both swear that that information you gave me a little while ago was the truth? Me están diciendo que bajo juramento que el testimonio que me dijeron hace rato es verdad.
Sí.
¿Y señora Pintor?
Sí.
Okay. Puedes bajar la mano. Okay. Okay. Thank you, whoever reminded me. Okay. So are there any questions about the orders and the new setting? Hay preguntas sobre la orden temporales y la cita en el futuro.
No.
No. Ms. Mito, do you have any questions?
Todo lo demás se define en esta fecha. Las visitas y como si él tiene que pagar lo tiempo que no ha ayudado.
Ms. Pintor asked the question whether or not all the issues are going to be resolved on that day, including the support that has not been paid and everything else. Yes, that is correct. Sí, eso es cierto, señora Pintor, okay. Así es que tiene que llegar preparada para poner evidencia. Yes, that is correct. You need to show up prepared to put on your evidence. Okay. If there's nothing further, you all are excused. Si no hay nada más, se pueden ir.
Gracias.
Gracias.
All right, gracias, señor.
Judge, regarding the name change, the parties are here. I just wanted to let you know.
All right, let me call that case. I have the petition here in front of me. The court calls 2023 FLK 818D4 in the matter of Jesus Valverde, I guess, or Boba Win Valverde. Good morning.
Good morning.
All right, so let me see. You're Julie Win?
That's me.
Okay, and you're Mr. Jesus Joshua Valverde?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, let me ask you both to raise your right hand to be sworn in. Do you solemnly swear that the evidence and testimony you shall give in this case shall be the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
Good morning to both of you. You can put your hands down now. Good morning. So, Ms. Julie Wynn, you're the petitioner in this case, is that correct? You have to
Correct.
respond. Yes, okay. And Mr. Jesus Joshua Valverde, you are the co-petitioner in this case,
Yes.
and you are the father?
Yes.
And Ms. Gwen, you are the mother of the child.
Yes.
Currently, the child's name is Jehovah Gwen Valverde, is that correct?
Correct.
And do you all reside at 2908 Burnett Drive in Webb County, Texas?
Yes.
Yes.
And the child was born on February 8th, 2023?
Yes.
Yes.
Is that the child?
No, he's at home.
Oh, I was gonna say, he
Yeah,
looks kind of big for 4
The
months.
older brother.
Okay, I was gonna say, man, that's a big baby for 4 months.
No.
Okay. And obviously your child is younger than 10 years old.
Yes.
To your, both your knowledge, are there any court orders that are affecting your child's welfare?
No.
And the requested name is going to be the change to Jesus Gwen Valverde, is that correct?
Correct. Yes.
Yes.
Okay, Mr. and Mrs. Nguyen, based on your testimony before the court is going to grant your request for a name change. Do you know whether you submitted a proposed order? Do you know what that is?
No.
Okay,
Yes, Your Honor, we have one on file.
okay, perfect. All right. If not, I was going to prepare one for you so you don't, so that there's no delay. So what's going to happen is they're going to bring me the order approving the name change. Okay, you maybe by Friday, you'll be able to come to the house on the second floor and go to the district clerk's office and get a copy. So you have a copy of the order approving the name change.
Okay.
Okay? And best of luck to both of you. I noticed that in the petition, you all said you were gonna baptize your child.
Yes.
Well, Jehovah's a very, I mean, that's also a very religious name. I'm not challenging why, but
The church wouldn't baptize them under that name,
really,
but we
the
changed.
Catholic Church?
Excuse
Yeah,
me?
it's a Catholic,
Church.
it's a Catholic Vietnamese church.
Well, I mean, Jehovah is the God of Israel, which is where our religion
Pretty
comes from.
beautiful name, but
It's kind of I'm kind of interested in that. Anyways, I mean, it's not.
it's not common.
No, but I mean, they're both beautiful names, right? And so,
Yeah.
well, good luck to both of you. I'll get the order signed and I'll let you go on your way now.
Thank you, sir.
You all take care.
Thank you.
Okay, Judge, just to let you know, on the civil docket on the first page, the state of Texas versus $248,531. Both parties are in the waiting room.
Okay, well, let's see if what about the pro se divorce? Hernandez and Rodriguez? They're not here?
No, Judge, that one's not set until 11, but they're not, I don't see them online yet.
Okay, let's go ahead and take,
Yeah,
let's
we're
go
in-
ahead and take I guess it's a motion for new trial. Yeah, it is. All right, let's go ahead and let those folks in. All right, the court is going to call 2022 CVJ 1222D4, the state of Texas versus 248,531 and Volkswagen and Glock 9mm magazines and Colt. Mr. Tejas, are you here for the defense?
Yes, Your Honor.
And who's here for the state?
ADA Daniel Garza, Judge. Good day, Judge. Good to see you. Good
Good morning, you all. So what's the basis for the new trial, Mr. Tejas?
Your Honor, we had filed it. Let me pull up my motion. I'm sorry. Where's,
I'm gonna go ahead and get into the docket sheet myself.
let me just get the file, Judge.
Well, let me ask the state, does the state have an objection to the request for a new trial?
No, Your Honor. We discussed this yesterday, and state has no objection.
Oh, okay, well, that's, I thought there was gonna be a fight. It's quite a bit of money.
No, we had conferred about it before, Judge, and it was just a tie-up. We had been retained by one of the parties, but not everybody, and so that was one of the issues of why we were trying to file an answer, and the judgment date or the date of the hearing got past the respondents.
Well, I mean, do you all want a regular civil, you submit a docket control order? You want me to give you a trial date in what, two months or something like that? Or how do you all want to handle it?
Your Honor, these usually take anywhere between 120 to 180. I mean, they don't take much longer than 6 days. I do have to do a couple of filings and requests for discovery on these. But as far as that, I mean, we can submit like a non-jury docket control order, but it would probably be at the end of like November or December of this year.
Well, and that's why I'm asking. I mean, yeah, we can set you up on a doc calendar call, and then you all pick your bench trial.
Right. I have no problems with that, Judge.
Is that okay, Mr. Garza? That way.
Yes, Your Honor. I just want to ask, is Mr. Tejas representing only Yashi, or is it both parties?
I'm gonna get it all lined up, but it should be via señor.
Okay. Because otherwise, if that's the case, then I would ask the default against the other individual, Stan, but just to be sure we have everything taken care of, everything all T's crossed and I's dotted.
So who do you represent, Mr. Tejas? All the defendants?
No, just Yeshi, Miss Villaseñor, Moria. Yeshi, I don't know how to say her first name. She doesn't go by her first name. But it's just Moria. Moria Villaseñor.
And who are the other defendants against which the default was taken?
That would be Aaron Duran Serving. This was granted on the 31st of May, Your Honor.
Well, and the reason I ask is this, I mean, you can take a default judgment, but it'll be a partial one unless you're asking for a severance. And then, I mean, that'll kind of leave the door open for them to come in. Because the court will not have lost plenary power on the entire case. So, I mean,
Judge, we can clear that up between now and the calendar call, and I'll just sit down with Mr. Garza and get that taken care of.
okay, well then, yeah, and that way, if that issue comes up, I'm just, because you can sever and have a final one as to the defendants that are not asking for a new trial.
Yeah, no. He can do an order, the default judgment order, as far as to the one that not.
Yes, no, and it'll be signed. The problem is that it's a partial judgment. It's not a final one.
Understood.
I mean, just think about that. Okay, let me set you off for calendar call and I'll cut you all loose.
Okay.
Mr. Martinez, when's the next calendar call for this case?
1 second, Judge. I'm looking for it.
All right, and just so the court's clear, as to the two defendants represented by Mr. Tejas, the motion for new trial is granted only.
All right, Judge, the next one is, it's gonna be July 18th at 2 p.m.
All right. All right, well, y'all figure out how you want to go forward with that.
Will do, Judge.
All right, thank you both.
Joy, I'll email you, okay?
No, it sounds good. Thank you, Daniel.
All right. Thank you, Your Honor.
Y'all
Good day. May we be excused, Judge?
are excused. Thank you all.
Thank you, Judge.
Judge, the order that's on file for the case we just heard, is that something that Your Honor would need to sign or Judge Hill?
For the name change, either one of us.
No, not the name change. I'm sorry. The case you just heard, the state of Texas versus
Either,
200.
same response. Either one of us can sign it.
Okay.
Do we have any other cases?
1 second. As of now, Judge, no, we do have a couple cases set for 11.
Oh, I'm looking at that. Hold on.
We have one family case at 11, and then we have another civil case at 11, and then we have another case at 11:30, civil case.
Yeah, I'm looking at the 11:30 one seems interesting. All right, so let's break for 5 minutes and we'll let
Hold on. Judge, I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm gonna turn on my camera because we have a question to ask you.
okay. Yes, I'm entitled to a raise.
Thank you. Judge Fermina, it's just, I have an attorney, Mr. Tom Penthouse, representing FT Logistics, standing in for Ms. Nelda Adland on the 11:30 case. And
Yes,
he was wondering if the hearing was still going because attorney Oscar Vela filed a letter where he's asking to dismiss his motion. Did you print it out?
hold on. I have the motion here.
can I go ahead and print the letter, Judge, from Mr. Vela?
Yeah, if he's asking to retract the motion, then we have nothing to hear, then we're done.
That's what I thought. So let me print it, Judge, so we can read it, I guess, into the record.
Yeah, let's do that, and that way we can take it off, and then you can let the attorney know that it's,
Thank you. Give me a second.
are you still there, Raul?
All right, Judge, I have the letter in my hands. Um,
Raul, would you like me to share the screen so he can see it?
yes, please.
All right, let me call the case and then we'll do the court calls 2023 CVF 610D4 Jessica Gabriela Ubaldo Perez versus DMS Transport, Mas Enterprises, and FT Logistics. And the setting for today was on defendant's motion to dismiss by Mr. Oscar Vela. So the court is going to take judicial notice that a request by the attorney for the defendant has filed a letter asking that this hearing be dropped, so it'll be dropped from today's docket. All right, that takes care of that.
Your Honor, if I may,
Yes,
for the other case, at 11, the civil case, they filed the letter as well.
on which one, the foreclosure?
The Cordelia and Gutierrez.
Okay, so they're asking for a reset on that one as well?
I'm sharing the letter in the screen.
Oh. Okay, and there's also a request for a reset, which is going to be granted. All right, so we'll take it off the docket, awaiting a request for a new fiat. So that cause number 2022 CVI 1232D4 is being passed or dropped from today's docket. Now, past 11 o'clock, Joanna Hernandez and Reynaldo Rodriguez, are you all present? That's the last case on the docket.
I know that was pro se, Judge. They're not present. Let me give them a call.
Well, okay.
Or do you, I'm sorry, Judge, what would you like to do?
Well, Yeah, give them a call. I mean, but I was gonna suggest that you check in the hallway, see if they were standing out there.
Okay,
But I call them also. I mean, that might be better to call them actually.
okay, Judge, Ms. Joanna Denise Hernandez, she's here.
And she's the petitioner.
Yes,
And
sir.
what about, does she know the whereabouts of Mr. Rodriguez?
Okay, Ms. Renteria, by any chance, can you check to see if Mr. Rodriguez, signed a waiver or something?
Mr. Nolan just filed a original counter petition on behalf of Mr. Reynaldo Rodriguez.
Okay.
Okay. Well, that,
Yeah, I'm sorry, Judge, I apologize.
no worries. We got it. I mean, well, let me,
Oh, he's here, Judge. Mr. Reynaldo Rodriguez is here as well. Let me go set them up.
I know, but does he have, he has retained counsel now. I saw Mr. Nolan walking. Is Mr.
Okay.
Nolan?
Yeah, let me see if Mr. Nolan is here as well. 1 second.
Morning, Judge.
Good morning, Mr. Nolan.
Judge, I want to make sure I'm in the right place, Judge.
Yes, you are. If you represent Mr. Reynaldo Rodriguez,
Oh, yes, sir, I do.
what's gonna happen today?
Well, I've not had a chance to confer with the young lady, the petitioner, who I believe is who I believe is pro se, rather. I did serve her with a counter petition, Judge. I don't know whether she's going to want time to perhaps maybe hire an attorney, or she wants to confer, Judge. But my clients are, I think, physically present there, and we're really at the court's call.
All right, let me find out what's going on. Let me call the case. The court calls 2023 FLC 452D4 in the matter of Joanna Hernandez and
Is your attorney know?
Rodriguez.
Yes, ma'am.
Ms. Pina, can you please turn on the camera?
Yes, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
The respondent is signing in. Give me a second.
Okay.
Can you sit here, please?
Good morning, Ms. Hernandez. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And Mr. Rodriguez, can you hear me okay?
Yes, sir. No, it does.
All right, you're actually set here for final hearing, but I understand there was some new filings. Let me just get some background to see what's the best course of action in this case, okay? I'm assuming you all were never married or are already divorced?
No.
You were never married, okay, but you have a child together? Or
Yes,
more
sir.
than? Okay, how old is the child?
He's already 3 years old.
And he's living with Ms. Hernandez?
He's currently living with me right now.
He
I'm
was
sorry.
with me, but he took away my son from me. So now he's with him.
It was joint custody.
It was joint.
All right, hold on. And Mr. Nolan, is that correct? There's joint custody?
Your Honor, I believe they had a mutual understanding. There's no standing order. However, my client's concern was that the child kept coming back with signs of neglect, medical issues. And so at that point, he thought that the child's safety is in danger.
Right.
He doesn't have a problem with it, the mother seeing the child. Issues whether the child can be cared for without some kind of supervision.
Hold on a second. Miss Hernandez, when's the last time you saw your son?
When when my grandfather passed away, that was the last time I saw him.
I know, but how long ago was that?
March, can I check? March 13.
All right. Okay, look, let me tell you what I think needs to happen here. I do want to take some testimony to figure out temporary orders. Okay, and that way you both can have access to the child. I don't think it'll benefit either one of you all to have a final hearing right now. But I do want to establish some ground rules for visitation, because for a child that's 3 years old, that much time away from the mother just doesn't sound right. But I do want to hear the concerns of both parents before I make my decision on temporary orders. Mr. Nolan, did you get all that?
Yes, Your Honor, I did.
Okay, so I've called the case. I'm going to ask both of you to raise your right hand and be sworn in so I can take some testimony. Do you solemnly swear that the evidence and testimony you shall give in this case shall be the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
And Miss Hernandez, you have to answer.
Yes.
Okay. All right, you can put your hands down now. Mr. and Miss Hernandez, you're the petitioner. Normally you get to go first. But what I'm going to do, and I'm going to give you a full opportunity to tell me your concerns. Well, I guess we can do it that way. What's your concerns, and what we're here for is for me to determine temporary orders regarding your child. Okay, so I'm going to ask you if you can break it up a little bit, because we have a court reporter. How old is your child? 3 years old?
Yeah, 3. He's 3. He turned 3 this week.
And did you see him on his birthday?
No, he doesn't let me see him at all.
Where do you live?
906 Benavides.
Is it a house or is it an apartment?
It's a house.
Is it a rental house or are you buying it?
It's a rental house, my grandma's house.
Okay. Do you work?
Yes,
Where do you work at?
at a hotel, relaxing. As housekeeping.
And do you have any other children?
No,
How many hours a day do you work?
A day, like 3 or 4 hours.
3 or 4.
Hold on. Hold on. Hold on.
Judge, I'm gonna object to that.
Yes,
I don't
I
know.
got it. I got it. Hold on. Can you identify the lady that's sitting to your right?
I'm her mother and I'm her manager also at the job.
Okay. I'm asking her questions, and it's improper for you to testify or help her. Even if I ask her name, you cannot help her with anything, okay? And I'm sorry about that. I'm not trying to be rude. I really need to hear from her what her situation is, okay?
Be specific.
Okay.
Now, if you interrupt again, I'm going to ask you to leave the room, okay? You're not testifying here. How many hours a week do you work?
3 or 4 hours.
3 or 4 hours a week?
Yes.
A week.
No week, a day. Per day.
Do you go to school?
No,
Did you graduate from high school?
no.
Where did you go to high school?
Martin High School.
Were you in a dating relationship with Mr. Rodriguez when you had the child?
Yes,
Did you all live together
he used to live with me.
at your grandmother's house on Benavides Street?
No, with my mom.
Okay. Does anyone else live with you there on the Benavides address you gave me?
My grandma and my two sobrinos. Just that.
How old are your sobrinos, your nephews?
7 and 6.
And where are their parents?
Huh?
The
Oh,
parents of your
my grandma has full custody of them, so she has them.
okay. What's the name of your child?
Damien Ray Rodriguez.
Is Damon receiving Medicaid or Medicare?
Yes, Medicaid.
Okay. Who's his primary doctor?
Dr. Alvarez. Let me see the doctor.
How often, I mean, well, when was the last time you saw Dr. Alvarez?
Months, like 4 months ago.
How long was the child with you before the child went to live with his father?
2. He was 2.
I know, but how was the child with you from birth until he was 2?
Yes.
And during those first 2 years, I guess Mr. Rodriguez was living with you at your mom's house.
Yes.
When did he move out of your mother's house?
April 23. I think so. April
Of this year or last year?
this year.
And is that when he moved out, he took his son with him, or did he leave him there?
He took his stuff. He only took his stuff with him.
Okay, so when did he get custody of the child?
Well, when my grandfather passed away, he just took him away like that.
And what was the date your grandfather passed away?
March 13th.
Okay, and but you said he moved out in April.
Yes.
Well, March is before April.
It's because I have the date in my phone, but I can't use my phone.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, it's not a test, but I'm just trying to get an idea of the timeline that's happened. But okay, I understand you haven't seen him since your grandfather passed away. I'm sorry about that. Is it possible he left before that date then?
Excuse me?
Is it possible that Mr. Rodriguez left your mom's house before that date?
No.
Okay, so sometime in March.
Yeah.
All right, Mr. Nolan, do you have any questions of Ms. Hernandez?
Just a few. If I may proceed, Judge.
You may proceed.
Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Hernandez.
Yes.
What hotel do you work at?
Relaxing.
Relaxing. Where's that located?
It's by San Bernardo.
And I heard that your mother worked there. Is that correct?
Yes.
Now, do you guys sometimes work at the same time?
Yes.
And who cares for the child when you're both working?
My sisters, I have adult sisters that they can take care of my son.
And who takes care of your nephews?
My nephews?
Yes, correct. When mom and you were working.
Well, my sisters.
Does that include the sister that is actually the biological mother of those kids?
No.
Objection, Your Honor. I keep seeing mom shake or
Yeah, but she wasn't looking. Ma'am, you really cannot respond. I already warned you once. It's not gonna happen again.
Your Honor, at this time, I have no questions, Judge, but I do ask the court's permission to, if needed, call her for rebuttal purpose.
I'm sorry, repeat that again, Mr. Nolan?
I may call her, Your Honor, just back again for a few more questions, but at this point, I have no questions.
Okay, are you gonna ask any questions of Mr. Rodriguez?
Yes, I am, Your Honor.
But, all right, so Mr. Rodriguez has been sworn in, so you may proceed again.
Okay. Mr. Rodriguez, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
So you have lived with Damien throughout all his life, is that correct?
Yes,
And where are you currently living at?
at my grandma's.
Okay, and who do you live with?
With my grandma, with my grandpa, and my niece, and my brother.
And how old are your niece and your brother?
Yes.
How old are they, sir?
My brother is actually 23, maybe 24 already by July, and I'm not mistaken. And my niece is about 6 years old.
And that's your brother's daughter?
No, that's just also her nephew, her niece.
His niece, okay. And you work as well, right, Mr.
Yes, sir.
Rodriguez?
Yes, sir.
Where do you work? Where do you work at?
I actually work at Walmart, and I just got full-time position.
Okay, and congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
And so that means you put in about, what, 40 hours a week?
40 hours a week, yes, sir.
Okay, and so, who will watch the child while you're at work?
My grandma actually watches my child when I'm working because my niece actually does have help. There's actually a nurse living there, like stays there, take care of her. So while I'm working, my grandma actually helps me out with him.
Your mom does.
Yes, and she is unemployed and she lives there.
When you say your
Yes.
mom or your grandma?
My grandma, I'm sorry, but I call her mom because she's been there when I was a little kid.
Okay, well, it's just for the record purposes, because she's officially your grandmother, let's stick to grandma, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, grandma doesn't work, is that correct? Other than maybe
Just a full-time mom.
household chores, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, Mr. Rodriguez, did you graduate from high school?
Yes, sir. I just actually graduated not that while ago.
Okay. And are you planning to go to school or continue work?
I'm actually considering maybe when I turn 21, I can be a LPD because when you turn 21, you don't need college hours courses to be an LPD.
So that is what eventually you want to be, correct?
Yeah.
Now, Mr. Rodriguez, let's talk about your son.
Sure.
So at one point you and Ms. Hernandez separated, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And your son Damien stayed with Ms. Hernandez, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and how was your relationship at that time with Ms. Hernandez?
It was actually not well. It was like actually, I wasn't happy with her that time because actually we actually have problems, and it's abusive problems, and it's like nothing good. Like for me, I already wanted to separate with her. And just for you to know, I actually wanted to say this real quick, especially to the judge, is that she also claimed to the CPS that she did hit me. There was abusive because I did cheated on her. And that was the day when we actually separated, which it was not in March or April, it was actually in February. That's the day when I actually moved out.
So just so the judge is clear, Mr. Rodriguez, you separated from
January.
from Ms. Hernandez, okay, but you separated based on a call to CPS?
No, we separated because that time I actually cheated on her, but when I cheated on her, she hit me. And after that, when she hit me, she wanted to get back together, something like that. But when I said no, she actually she hit me again. And it was with objects, not only physical, hands.
Okay, so she has been physically abusive towards you before,
Yes.
is that correct?
Yes, sir. And in front of my child too. That's what I'm saying. It
Okay,
wasn't
and
for Damon.
has our CPS ever been involved in your child?
PS actually
raising?
just got involved not that while ago because there was an incident that I actually had with him that when I was working outside, Damon was with me when I was benching. I don't know if you guys know what's a bench. Well, I was benching.
Lifting weights, in other words?
Yeah, lifting weights. It's a bench. So when Damon was coming like around me, I did not know my surroundings. I went down with the bench and actually hit Damon by the side. And that's when someone reported me and CPS came in. And that's why when I explained everything to her, that it was an accident.
Okay, and has there been a resolution to the case as of yet?
Yes, they were actually gonna close it, but then they wanted to keep it open since they already got in touch with Joanna Hernandez.
Okay, they had not gotten in touch.
Yeah, it's because they were gonna close it because they couldn't contact her for a good while, and until they got contact with her, that's when they wanted to keep it open.
Oh, it stayed open.
Yeah, it just stayed open for a bit.
But at this point, CPS has not removed the child from your.
Not that I know of. I don't think so.
Okay.
They haven't told you, you haven't received an order, correct?
Yeah.
Now, what other concerns do you have about mom?
Excuse me?
What other worries do you have about mom having Damien alone?
I'm sorry, I couldn't.
What do you worry about when
The only thing that I
mother
worry that when Damon's around her, the only thing I worry that Damon's around her is that she especially tells me like, oh, Damon hasn't eaten. And every time when I pick him up or anything like that, he does feel like lightweight. And especially she does send me pictures and messages like, oh, mira lo que batallo con. Like what she,
what does she struggle with?
Yeah, struggles with him. And just sends me pictures of him crying and anything like that. And that's when I'm physically working.
Okay. And so she's basically complaining of the situation with Damien, correct?
Yes, yes, sir. And also there's there's sometimes that when I'm working, that she even tells me to go pick him up at middle of the night when sometimes I close to 3 to 12. And there's other days that I need to go in the morning. If I close one day, I need to go in the next day that she tells me for me to pick him up because she wants to go out. And I have no complaints. I do go pick him up and everything like that. But that's the reason I actually rather stay with Damon if she's gonna be like that. Because she's not.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Hold on, Mr. Rodriguez. I mean, so basically, she'll ask you to cut the visit short, or for her to cut the visit short, in order for you to pick up the child so that she can tend to her business, whether it be socializing, going out, what have you.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Nolan, I think I've heard enough. Hold on, I just got one question of Ms. Hernandez. Ms. Hernandez, you usually work in the weekends or during the week?
I work during the week.
During the week, okay. All right, these are going to be temporary orders. These are not going to obviously be final orders. And I tell you all that so you understand where you're going to be giving a date to come back where we're going to have a final hearing for this. Now, regarding visitation, you all need to understand that both of you are free to agree on how the visitation can be conducted. But failing that, my temporary orders are going to control regarding the visitation. So I'm going to kind of maintain the status quo, which means that I'm going to leave the primary residency with the father at this time, and both parents are going to be granted joint managing conservatorship, with the only variation being that the child can stay with the father. However, starting this weekend at 5 o'clock, well, let's say 6 p.m., and I know it's an even weekend, but starting this weekend, which is the weekend that starts on the 23rd, at 6 p.m., you're going to hand the child over to the mother. And she's going to have possession of the child through 6 p.m. on Sunday. And continued after that, every first, third, and fifth, we're going to go through the same thing, where you're going to be required to take the child to the mother so she can spend time with him. And Ms. Hernandez, you're going to be responsible for taking him back.
Your Honor, can I just say one thing?
No, not yet. Hold
Sir.
on. Also, on the even weeks where the mother does not have, the mother will have the option to visit with the child from 6 to 8 on Wednesdays. From 6 to 8 on Wednesdays on the even weekends.
I'll explain that to my client.
Okay.
No,
So,
understood.
Mr. Rodriguez, you wanted to say something?
Yes, sir. Just for you to know is that she knew that we both have the same rights, and she could have gone for him anytime moment, honestly, in my house, because I need transportation also for work. So like if I can't be able to drop him off, she knows very well she can come pick him up.
Well, and it's why I told both of you from the very beginning. Now, you all are free to agree
Yeah,
between you two how this is going to work, but denying the mother access to the child under these circumstances is not going to be allowed by this court. So
sure.
I want to make sure that the mother is going to have access to the child. Now, you're going to be responsible. I'm not going to order any temporary child support against Mrs. Hernandez at this time.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask both of you if there are any questions regarding the orders I've just, and these are temporary, and Ms. Hernandez, do you have anything to say?
How am I gonna communicate with Ray if he has me blocking everything?
I actually do not have her block on the 956-884 number, so she can contact me from right there.
Yeah, and it might be advisable to text each other, but I am going to set up a status hearing on this because I want to make sure that the mothers has access to the child and that the orders are being complied with. So, and maybe actually what I'll do is do a status first, and then we'll set the trial date at the status hearing.
Okay.
Mr. Martinez, what do we have in about three or 4 weeks? What about the 17th? Didn't we have something then?
Yeah, so Judge, we have 17 available. Here, I'm just gonna double check 1 second. All right, Judge, I have 9 a.m. and I have 2 p.m. available.
Any preference to 9 a.m. or 2 p.m.?
9 a.m. sounds good to me.
9 a.m. Okay, then 9
Sure.
a.m. At what time? What was the date again?
July 17th at 9 a.m. Final hearing.
Well, no, that's going to be a status.
Oh, it's gonna be a status. Okay.
Yeah, we're going to assign the trial date once we're there.
I'll prepare the orders, Judge, even though it's a position.
Okay. All right, Ms. Hernandez, any questions about what's gonna happen here going forward?
Want to see my son. I really miss him.
Say again?
I just want to see my son. I really miss him so much, and I need him.
Well, I've ordered that he taken to your home on Friday, the 23rd, the day after tomorrow. And you need to make sure that that happens, Mr. Rodriguez. Either you take
Yes,
him.
sir. But can I ask you also this? I want, when I drop him off, I want her to pick him up. And when I'm gonna go pick him up, I want her to drop him off because when I usually go do that, drop off and pick up, she's usually not there and the mother of hers needs to grab him. So if it's okay with you.
Well, my understanding is that the grandmother is there. Why, is there a problem with the grandmother?
The thing is that I just want her because there's.
You cannot, no, that's not what I'm ordering, and you can't set the conditions, I do. Okay,
Yes,
so
sir.
you're gonna be ordered to take the child to the mother's address. It's gonna be your responsibility, Miss Hernandez, that you have a responsible person there. Okay, because if I hear that either you or your grandmother is not there, or your mother can be there, then that's gonna be a problem going forward. Okay, but you're gonna be responsible for taking the child back to
Yes,
Mr.
I'll drop him
Rodriguez.
off and everything. And I was gonna ask Ray something. That I want the car seat I bought him back, which I was asking for it for the longest, and he doesn't want to give it to me.
Versus no problem, I can give it to you back.
So let's do this, so that there's no problems, Mr. Rodriguez, when you deliver the child on the 23rd, is there a problem delivering the?
No, can I actually check real quick my schedule? I can check my phone because
Well, you have to make arrangements for someone else to take him. I mean, is there anyone else in the household that can take the child?
My grandma.
Yeah,
And you need to make sure that the car seat,
it's also there for her to take it once. Yes, sir.
okay. All right. And you both will be back either with me or Judge Held on the 17th of July.
Sure.
To make sure that this is working the way it's supposed to, okay? So look, I understand there might be some animosity here, and that's fine. I understand it. I don't agree with it, but I understand it. But you have a child you have to worry about. So these orders are not really to help either one of you. This is the benefit of your son. So, and your son is going to need both of you growing up. Okay, so both of you are going to have access to the child, and both of you are going to be part of his life going forward. And that's not going to change. Okay, and so I'm counting on both of you as adults to follow these orders. And again, they're not for either one of you; they're for your son. So I expect that Damien will be with the mother on. And now this isn't even, Mr. Nolan. So
Yes, sir.
Miss Hernandez is going to have 2 weekends in a row.
Correct, Judge. I'll explain that to my client.
Okay. All right. Anything further before I let you all go?
No, sir.
Not on my end, Your Honor.
All right. Thank you both, and good luck going forward. I know this is a difficult situation, but please remember what I said, that this is about your son, not about either one of you. Okay? Good luck to both. All right. Thank you all.
Your Honor, as always, appreciate your time. Thank you, Judge.
Well, thank you, Mr. Nolan. Thank you, Raul. I know you all were jumping through hoops there. I appreciate it. And thank you, Ms. Tames. I know this was kind of weird. It was very weird, actually. Not you, Mr. Rodriguez. The whole docket was. Anyways, all right, we're off the record, and thank you all. I've got to get ready for the in custody.
Okay, thank you, Judge. Okay, yes, Ms. Peacock, how can I help you?
Yes, Judge, there was a hearing that was set today.
No, I'm sorry, this is not the judge, this is Mr. Martinez. Yeah,
I'm sorry,
ma'am.
I can't see you. Yeah, there was a hearing that was set today at 11:30 and it was supposed to be removed from the court's docket and I'm not sure.
It
if
was removed. Is this regarding Jessica Gabriela?
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that was removed. It was dropped.
Okay, perfect. Well, that's all we needed then.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I thought we contacted you all.
Maybe you guys did and it just didn't get communicated to me. But thank you. I appreciate it.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
All right.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, Yeshi Moria. Hello?
Hello,
Yes, ma'am.
hola.
Hola. Sí, ma'am, ¿cómo te puedo asistir? Hello?
Sí, hola.
Sí, yes, ma'am.
Disculpa, es que no, solamente me dijeron que ingresara, pero no sé, me dijeron que no iba como a estar en una corte en realidad, pero no entiendo qué onda.
Okay, ma'am. A ver, ¿cuál es tu caso?
¿Te digo el número de caso?
Sí, por favor.
Un segundo, por favor. Ok, es